Awesome. So, hey, everybody. Dr. Jeff LaGree here with Juanita Stauffer. And, we want to, just excited to, number one, have the camera pointed at us this time.
Yeah.
Right?
Learning curve for last time.
But I wanted to redo Juanita's testimony because for someone in their 40s, early 40s, to have this many, to be this sick and to have these significant developing problems this early on, it made me think of what a 60-year-old is instead of like a 43-year-old.
At the time, yeah.
So, like, why is that even going on with all our friends and family members who are wondering, for instance, why is it that I sleep 8-10 hours and I get up and I still have to, I still feel like I need to take a nap? Like, why is it that my muffin top or my Buddha belly, no matter how much I run, if I'm doing all sorts of exercise and workout, why is it that I can't lose weight no matter what I do? You know, there's a lot of sick people out there who don't even know they're sick until like a big bomb goes off. So today I want to share with you some really profound stuff because Juanita's testimony is a world-class testimony. And it all goes back to the Wellness Way approach. So tell us about the health issue that you were experiencing that first brought you into the office.
Probably the biggest thing I was dealing with was just flat-out fatigue. I was so exhausted I would barely make it through a day at work, sometimes even having to crash on the couch in the break room for a few minutes just to make it through a day. I would get home, I'd hit my recliner just to catch my breath and not even have the energy to make my own food. I'd just sit there totally exhausted. And I had all kinds of things going on. My skin wouldn't tan or burn. My heart, I had irregular heartbeats going on. I've been to the ER with that already. I had migraines that even put me in the ER one time. And it's I had an accident a year and a half before that, which left me with continual chronic pain in my back that was every day, debilitating.
But let me just interject for a second. Like, so what were you feeling most frustrated about with the health issue?
Probably,
your issues.
Yeah, probably the fatigue, and then I felt like my brains were starting to slip because of, well, I didn't know for sure why, but I felt like I couldn't get enough food into my body somehow or into my brain. My brain fog was increasing and the fatigue was increasing, and I just I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what doctor to go to. I just didn't know what to do. That was my frustration.
So like how long was this going on for?
Oh my, the fatigue had been increasing for years.
Mm-hmm.
The total everyday diarrhea was going on for about basically 4 months. This point of desperation had been going on for probably about a month. Of I can't do this. Something's gonna snap. I know I'm sitting on the edge of a precipice, and if something doesn't happen, something horrible is gonna happen. I mean, if something doesn't change, something horrible is gonna happen. That was probably going on for about a month. I just knew something had to change, but I didn't know how to do it.
So how is this affecting like your work?
Yeah, I'm helping my boss start a new business. I'm trying to help run his business that he has, and my brain is starting to shut down and barely not having the energy to even mentally to keep on going. And I had to be sharp. That was scary because I knew I could lose my job if this thing doesn't change. I went home. I basically existed. I honestly basically existed at work, making it through the day, still being functional largely. I'd go home and basically be non-functional. That was my life.
Mm-hmm. And so like how did you feel about that you're 43 years old?
Scared or desperate.
Mm-hmm.
I knew this was no way to be, and like I said, I felt like something horrible was going to happen if I didn't get help, but I had no idea where to go for help. I didn't know where to start.
So, like, how did you begin to start?
Hit the floor one night praying, God, show me what to change in my life. Show me what doctor to go to. Just give me an answer, because otherwise I'm going to fall off this cliff. And the very next day, I'm an hour and a half from here in a town, and I happened to come across Dr. Jeff and the Wellness Way. I had never heard of either one before. And I went to a workshop, which, by the way, on this post here, there's a link for our next workshop we're having, which goes over the same material I had heard that night, or very similar. And I went into that workshop, and the very first thing I heard was a testimony about a gut. And I'm like, oh, God, this is your answer for the prayer I prayed last night. That's how my miracle began. And about 4 days later, I signed up and started.
So, like, Juanita was a patient for 9 months before she actually came on board to help with this new approach and bringing the new approach into the city of Greenville, South Carolina. And so I actually wasn't going to have anybody in the office who wasn't a patient first, because there's no way there's no way you can ever grasp the power of this until you bring your laundry list in with all your multiple problems and how it's affecting your current relationship, your relationship with your grandkids, your kids, how you're struggling every day and you're in a fight or flight survival mode. Now, like, since you had the testimony, you know that this is the realness, the depth of the power that in the Wellness Way approach, it's always like the power of God is what heals. See, we were empowered when you walked in these doors. And it's not some drug, some surgery, some potion, or some lotion, or some natural. It's your body is what does the healing. And people need to know that. Like, when your body's in a state of crisis, there's a reason, and we get to root cause. So, So you came in. Here's a list of. Juanita had irregular heartbeats, preventricular contractures, 2 emergency room visits, lightheadedness, anxiety,
Major lightheadedness,
diarrhea, like weak, lightheaded. This is your whole list. Fatigue, brain fog. You used to get sick every single flu season, right?
Every single flu that came along. Not colds. I basically never got a cold until that spring. I got one and couldn't break it. I had it when I came to you. But I caught every single stomach flu that came along.
Yeah. So here's a 43-year-old with a diminished immune system, not understanding why her cardiovascular system, her heart is starting to malfunction at 43, not understanding why she was as white as this. You were like the whitest white girl I've ever met, man. You know?
I didn't even realize how pale I was. Just recently a friend told me, oh, you were so pale, and your eyes were starting to do that wilty look. I'm like, oh my. I was so in denial, I was just pushing right through it, and my friends were getting scared for me.
Yeah, like I remember the first time I actually met you, within a matter of 30 minutes had 3 like disequilibrium where the room started to like move. You felt a little nauseous and you were disequilibrated and weak where you're like, I think I need to sit down. I'm going, what? Like with 3 episodes within 30 minutes. That means her hormone system was being affected but also, along with the cardiovascular, her heart, her hormone system, her lungs. And remember, you coughed for like...
Deep coughing. It was 2 months then. I couldn't hit... Like I told you, I never got colds before that. And I had this cough, and it was just so baffling to me. I could not get rid of it.
Yeah, so... You never had freckles. You never tanned like this. You were as white as this. Like when I met you, I was like, oh my gosh. Pasty, white girl. But what that actually equated to was that she was really, really sick inside, and nobody was actually able to figure out why the skin why the heart, why the lungs, why the respiratory tract, why you catch everything that flew in to town in the cold and flu season. Is because she had no immune system.
And the daily back pain.
And the daily back pain. So it's really, really, really interesting. So how has your life changed?
I feel like a whole new person. Honestly, God told me I was going to have a physical reset. I didn't even know what that meant, and I still every once in a while do this. Is this me thing? Because it doesn't even feel real sometimes. I have the energy I had when I was in my 20s. I'm back to the weight I was in my 20s. I didn't even know that was possible to have either one of those. I don't get sick anymore. I don't catch anything that comes along. Oh, what else? My hormones are stabilizing. I don't have those heat flashes in the middle of the night. Some of you women know what I'm talking about.
How much weight did you?
38 pounds. Yeah, 38 pounds in just a few months' time. And I wasn't trying to lose weight. In fact, it wasn't even exercising part of that time because I was too tired, too worn out. And the weight was just leaving me because my body was healing. Oh, I'm trying to think, but it's the energy. The biggest thing I feel is the mental clarity and the energy back. I feel like I have more energy now than I've had for years, and I don't feel like I'm half done with my life. I feel like I've got like at least half my life to go because of the amount of vitality I feel inside.
Yeah, it's amazing when this is what the least important thing. Sometimes it's the most important thing to people, but when a body,
it was not the most important to me. Yeah.
Right, when you were like, your arms were 2 times the size, your forearms were 2 times the size, your neck definitely 2 times the size, your face was way puffier, you had the whole muffin top thing going on. She's rocking a muffin top at 43.
I was not proud of it. I hoped that would go, but
yeah. So all you girls out there who like your muffin tops and they won't go away. Like, there's a reason why the Buddha belly is on guys.
Yeah.
And muffin tops don't go away. Is because your body's in a state of crisis. There's a ton of inflammation on the system. There's inflammation that you can't even imagine systemically that is beginning to weaken your organs. Yeah. So we have someone who's, having cardiovascular issues out of the blue, respiratory issues, skin issues, and it all traced back to like inflammation. You see these guts with all this inflammation.
And that stuff's gone, by the way.
Yeah, so the energy returns when you remove the interference and the detrimental levels of inflammation. And then, did we treat her heart? No. Did we treat her lungs? No. Did we treat her hormonal system? Absolutely not. We actually got to the root cause, and those organ problems were secondary manifestations of an advanced deterioration, which I called you like a 60-year-old. You're having 60-year-old issues, age issues, and you're 43 years old. Like, I really find like that there's so many people struggling with the endurance, the whole weight loss thing. They don't know why they're tired, why they're drinking tons of caffeine.
Oh man, yeah, I was living on caffeine.
Yeah, it's really amazing. So, what did you enjoy like most about the experience? Like, cause it's a pretty profound experience.
Oh wow. How would I put it in a sentence? It's really cool to feel like my body is healthy and can actually support itself, and I'm not afraid of being around you when you're sick. I'm not afraid of going out there and facing the world now. I'm not even afraid of a stressful day. Like, I have a body that can handle it now. If I have a 5 or 6 hour night of sleep because something came up, I can handle it. It's just, I guess I just enjoy the feeling of physical stability, which has given me an emotional and mental stability, that I can face life and feel like I've got something to give this last half of my life, or next half of my life. I don't know if it's the last half.
Awesome. That's so cool. Yes. So how did it compare with other things that you tried in the past?
Before, I did the supplement thing. I've always been trying, like, I ate healthy. I tried to eat healthy, and and taking supplements, and it always worked for like maybe a week or two, or maybe a month, and then I felt like something was improving, and then it would just go back to the same old, and it was just, that was discouraging. It's like, I'm tired of trying to figure this out because obviously nothing's lasting, nothing's really working, and it was that kind of frustration or just despair of even figuring it out, because there's just nothing that worked long term.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like I've been in town like a little over a year, and I have these women come in, and they're like, they've tried different approaches, and they're like, well, they think it's in my head.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me too with it. Yeah. Really.
Yeah, and it's not in your head.
Mm-mm.
When somebody says they tell you it's in your head, is because they don't have a high enough skill set to figure it out. It's not in your head. You actually need to be heard. And what you have to say is what gives us the keys to the kingdom, to reverse engineer and get to root cause and figure out what is really causing all the secondary issues, the hormonal issues, the cardiovascular issues, the lung issues. That's interesting, but that's not what you focus on, to actually show you how to heal yourself.
Yeah.
So what if you would have never come in the office? What if you never would have walked through these doors? What would your life be like?
Yeah, I would have had to find a doctor to take care of my heart and my lungs and my gut really, really, really fast, or I would have lost my job, honestly, because I wouldn't be able to perform. Mm-hmm. So I would assume it without income. I would have had doctor bills to boot like crazy. Right now, I'd probably be juggling all kinds of medication, doctors, and maybe still have my job.
Yeah.
A really stressful kind of life.
If you knew what you knew now, what advice would you give?
Wow. First, I guess it comes to my mind is, if God leads your path across a Wellness Way clinic, which he is right now with us, absolutely don't let that chance go. Take it seriously, because he's giving you a help, or he's giving you it's like a lifesaver, as was for me, to yank you out of those waters. And if you're not drowning yet, you soon will be, because you can't swim forever in the water of sickness. And that's what I guess that's what my advice is to you. Don't wait till it gets horrendously bad like I did. Seriously. So don't wait till you're at the edge of that cliff before actually doing something about it. If you know a place like this, which you do now, because we're in front of you, check it out. Do something about it, and look very seriously at investing in your own life and well-being before you get to the point where you have no choice. I had no choice when I came across this place, because I knew it was either this, do or die, basically. I honestly felt that way. Do something before it gets as bad as I was. That's my advice.
Yeah, so next Tuesday is it the 26th? Yeah, Tuesday the 26th.
26th, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Tuesday the 26th.
Wow, time's going by.
We're actually going to be taking an hour out. We have an incredible woman who's going to be with us, who has had an unbelievable journey over the past year, from adverse drug reactions to what's that?
Cancer, was it, in surgery?
Well, those were previously her immune
Okay,
system
yeah.
had the cancer and all the different immune system, low bar immune system qualities. But yeah, she's going to be telling her whole story, and this woman's body is totally transformed.
She looks amazing.
She's 74 years old, and which is the crazy thing.
Yeah.
So when you're 74, your life just begins, because so come and hear her story next Tuesday night, and she's going to be in here giving you proof about the Wellness Way approach. Now, there's clinics all over the United States. If you have friends and family members, we have clinics in all sorts of different areas all over the United States. So go to twww.clinics.com and you will find a Wellness Way with this style approach. But if you're in Greenville, please call the office, hit the link below and register, and at least come and hear this approach and see how root cause logical, so you can get off the insane path and you can get your life back. And like Juanita, you can minus 20 your existence.
23 years.
Yeah, so you're in your low 20-year-old body weight. you're in your low 20-year-old energy weight. I mean, this stuff gets to root cause.
Can I add something?
Yeah, for sure, man.
The one thing I get
Right.
excited about with this, and it's what I wanted before I came here, I'm just remembering this now. I didn't want to be sick the rest of my life. I didn't want a label of this or this or this on my body. I wanted to be healthy. But I didn't know that it was even possible. I was hoping maybe it would, but I had no idea. It is possible, and that's what's so fun now. There's no label that has to stick on your body. I don't believe your body is meant to be healthy, and I'm experiencing that. So that's the exciting part for me with this approach.
It's rocking.
You don't have to live a label.
No, you don't have to become a diagnosis.
No.
You just got to figure out why your body is going south, why you're
Yes.
20 years older, or you feel 20 years older than you
It's
actually
possible to have optimal health at any age.
are. Right on. All right, so that's it. That we're out for today. So we look forward to changing some more lives,
Yes.
like Juanita got to experience.
Yes.
We walk the talk. The technology around here supersedes the talk in any
Yeah.
lip service, and I challenge you to come in and learn about the approach and find out why there's so many miracles going on in Wellness Way clinics all over the United States. It's an answer to prayers. So
Come have your own experience.
yeah, come have your own miracle. Yeah. All right. Have a great day, guys. Thank you.